Now that you've set up your counting map and have entered the relevant pricing information about the products at your bar, it's time to perform your first inventory count. Before proceeding with this, we recommend watching the video named Make Changes to the Counting Map so that you're aware of the different ways you can make changes when the order of products moves around a little. In this video, however, we're going to focus on how to enter your inventory counts and then additionally show you how to enter your delivery and sales amounts so the software can calculate your liquor costs for the period automatically. Let's get started by counting the products we've entered here into the zone we've named Well 1. And as a quick note, obviously we wouldn't normally have bottled or canned beer products or white wine in your speed rail, so this is simply for illustration purposes. When entering counts for full items such as bottled or canned beer, you can simply enter the count using the numbered keypad. Enter 4 if there are 4 cans of Dales, and press the Enter key to finalize that entry. Note that when you're counting in storage areas, counting full cases of bottled beer, you'll also need to enter the number of individual bottles so that the count for a case is typically 24, not 1. For those of you who purchased the voice command add-on, you can enter the counts by saying the number followed by the word enter. 6 enter. When dealing with open bottles, you can simply use the old school method of tenthing the bottles. In this case, if the Tito's bottle is about 3/10 full, we would enter 0.3. For those of you who upgraded from the basic equipment package and purchased the scales, you can enter precise weights in around 2 seconds simply by placing the bottles onto the scale in the correct order. I'll do a couple here in a row to show you the speed. As discussed before, we have an extra line for this Oyster Bay so that we can enter the counts of full bottles which are backed up behind that partial. In this case, let's put 3. And then finally we'll put that new liquor bottle onto the scale to enter that weight. Once you've completed filling in your weights and counts for the entire zone, there are 2 more important steps to finalize that zone. Firstly, perform a zone count by counting the total number of items in the zone and checking to make sure the amount shown in the zone count column matches, in this case 18. Once that double check is completed, press Ctrl and S at the same time to save your work and avoid losing it. Now we're clear on how to enter counts for all bottled and canned products, let's see how we count kegs of beer. As with all product types, when you're dealing with full kegs, you can simply enter the count using the keypad. If you have the voice command add-on, you can also use your voice to enter the counts as we did with the Dales. If you want to go old school, you can still tenth your kegs as you perhaps did as usual with your clipboard, which is quick and easy but not very accurate. Say this keg of Coors Light was 60% full, we would enter 0.6. The best method is to weigh your kegs with the keg scale, which is included with precision or professional equipment packages. Typically when it's time to weigh the kegs, we put down our laptop for a minute and focus on the weighing part. We'll go through the keg room, weighing each tapped keg in turn, and write the weight in pounds on the top of the keg as we go using a Sharpie. To complete the process, we walk back to the walk-in cooler with our laptop and record the weights into the software. We find that for kegs, it's a better process to separate the weighing part and the recording part, as you'll need to have both hands free to handle the kegs. Counting your inventory with Bar-I's speed count is that easy. Work systematically through the counting map, filling in the correct counts and weights into each zone. Remember, after you complete each zone, it's very important to perform a zone count by matching the total count for the zone with the amount displayed in column I, in this case 2. For zones which don't easily lend themselves to a precise zone count, broken cases of bottled beer are one such example, you can double check your work by scanning back through the counts line by line to ensure everything is correct. Always remember to save your work after you complete each zone count using Ctrl+S. If you like to see the visual confirmation that your work is being saved at the status bar, look to the bottom right of the screen. Bar-I's counting map increases counting speed but also has another big advantage. Once you count the last item in the map, you're done with the counting part since there's no need to transfer the counts from clipboard into Excel. Having already entered pricing information in a previous step, the software will automatically aggregate your counts and precisely value your inventory on hand to feed into your liquor cost calculation. The final data entry part is to enter the value of your deliveries and sales for the period into the deliveries and sales worksheet. Select the worksheet by clicking on the tab at the bottom of the sheet. You can see I've already filled in some of the information, so I'm going to complete the process starting by entering the date, in this case 12/15. You can see here when I press enter that I can simply enter the month and the day, and Excel will automatically enter the year number for me when I press that enter key. Now let's enter the delivery and sales information. In column C, we enter the total value of deliveries for the period for each category. This would typically be information you pull from your accounting software. Be careful to use the correct dates and exclude the value of any keg deposits. I've already done this for beer, liquor and wine, so simply need to complete the information for our miscellaneous bar products. To complete the sales information in column D, retrieve the value of your sales for the period from your point of sale system and enter the correct value for each category. I'm going to complete this information by entering sales of $1,000. And bear in mind the software requires that you enter a value into each cell. Therefore, if you don't include miscellaneous bar sales into your calculations, it's critical that you enter a 0 into the miscellaneous cells, allowing the software to be completed. Now you're almost done. In the next video, we'll show you how to complete the process by resolving any automated errors displayed on the error worksheet. Finally, we'll use the main application to calculate our liquor cost and create our weekly order guide automatically by converting the raw data we entered into the C tool into the results displayed in the R tool.